He's a moderately successful comedian, an average author, and a terrible actor. And your chance to speak directly with him has arrived. Call 866-969-1969. The phone lines are open. And the Jim Norton Show starts now.
Sorry, the sound you hear is me swallowing a couple of almonds. Welcome to the Jim Norton extravaganza. I'm picking my teeth. There's nothing worse than getting almond in your teeth. Cum or shit, probably worse. But I mean, as far as little snacks that I have in studio, almonds, the only option, trying to eat better. So call in. E-Rock, what's the number?
866-969-1969.
Okay, how annoying would I be if I just repeated that? It's like their ears didn't work when you said it. All right, let's start with Brandon in California. Not the Brandon we just had here, who's addicted to smoking and can't quit. Hi, Brandon.
Hey, Jimmy, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I've got a real problem with smoking. I quit, and then I found myself started smoking again and hiding it from friends and family because I'm so ashamed of it. I'm treating it like a meth addict, and I'm hiding cigarettes around the house.
Yeah, sure.
I take showers before I see my girlfriend. And it's getting to a point where I just feel horrible about what I'm doing. I know I need to quit. I don't know what to do.
How long have you smoked?
Since 18.
How many years is that? I don't know how old you are.
Sorry. I'm 33. I can do the math. I don't know.
15 years. Okay, listen. I smoked for 17 years. Quitting smoking is the best. I quit in 2001. It's the best thing I ever did, or besides not drinking. And it's hard, but it's not as hard as you think. The scary part, the boogeyman doesn't exist because again, we think that smoking is a part of who we are. Like you feel like you're giving up a part of yourself. It was a very, very, that's how it is with an addiction. It's a really insidious way of thinking where the addiction convinces you that it's a big part of your makeup and your personality. Oh God, how will I do this? Because what happens is I tied all this shit into smoking. I couldn't picture being on my keyboard on my computer without a cigarette. I couldn't picture enjoying coffee without a cigarette because it had become so ingrained in me. But when I finally quit, and I've told the story before, I used the patch. I did it the way that they suggest to do it. My way is always to do it half-assed, to cut it in half. I'll do it this way. I did it exactly as they suggested. I drank a lot of water with it, and it helped, dude. It really helped. You can quit if you want to.
Yeah.
It's not a part. It's not a part of who you are.
I've quit like 10 times, and I always seem to come right back to it. I've done the pill, the patch, the gum.
What's the longest you've quit?
Every time it's successful for months, and then I fall off the wagon. I find a new way to get a cigarette, and I get right back on it. I'm back to 2 packs a day.
Of course, because that's the way an addiction works. And it's like the way it works is like they say when it comes to booze, they say it's not the 10th drink that gets you drunk, it's the first one. Because you can't have the second until you have the first. So all you have to avoid is the first cigarette. You don't have to avoid the second pack. You don't have to avoid 10 cigarettes in. Just avoid the first one. And the urge, and again, Colin Quinn told me, it's the only good thing he said to me in fucking 18 years of knowing him. But he said the urge to smoke will quit. The urge to smoke will pass whether you smoke or not. And I never forgot that. The urge to smoke will pass either way. So if you give into it, the urge goes. If you don't give into it, the urge also goes. So you just have to suffer through that jonesing period and realize that your mind is telling you a lie. Your body is telling you a fucking lie. You don't need it. It's not doing anything for you. And eventually that obsession goes away. I would never have stayed quit if that obsession was here, dude. And yeah, you only gave it a few months, and then it gets kind of tough, and you got to stick through it. You got to stick through it. Just avoid the first one, okay? You can quit.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Okay, buddy. Take care. Thank you. You can't scare somebody into recovering or getting sober, but go Google pictures of jaw cancer. Go look at Roger Ebert before he died. I don't even know if he smoked. But look at what it looks like when they remove your tongue because there's cancer on it, or they take out a fucking your throat and you're drooling into a fucking bag. That's what scared me. It wasn't dying, because death is an intangible thing for people. We know it's going to happen, but when you see somebody with half their fucking face missing, that is a very, very real thing. All right, before you do that, Eric, let's just go to a call, and then we can switch that. We have this stupid error message blocking the cunt screen. How about, well, since I can't see anything, how about this? I have a fetish question. Dan in New Jersey. Hello, Dan.
Hey, Jim. How's it going?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Good. So sometimes on the show I hear you talking about how you would get off to, like, you know, seeing the girl that you're with get off to, like, you know, thinking about being with another guy.
Yes.
So my main thing is with my girlfriend is I like to put on, like, a blowjob scene, like, on the side of the bed. And I honestly won't even watch it. I'll just watch her watch it.
Right.
And, like, see her get off to it, and that's what really gets me off.
Yeah. Oh, you mean pornography? You'll put a porno on blowjob scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something really, I don't know what you'd call that. I think sometimes what will turn me on, because I've gotten turned on by things when a woman likes them that wouldn't normally turn me on. And I think sometimes a woman's dirtiness can turn me, like I knew one woman.
That's exactly what it is. That's what it is for me.
I've told this story before too. I knew a woman who got turned on by incest because she had sexual relations with her father. Now, this is, again, before I knew her, and I met her later in life. And I don't know if it was traumatic for her or not, but she would love to talk about that while she was going down on you. And she would call you daddy and all this. Now, normally daddy stuff doesn't do anything for me. But because for her it was such a weird turn on, or maybe it was just reliving trauma, which I kind of feel bad about. But I got very turned on by it because it was so inappropriate and dirty for her to like it. You know what I mean? So I relate to that, man. It's almost like with a hooker, I would never have wanted like a hooker to go, oh, you're a whore. Because she is. So what would turn me on with a hooker is if there was love involved, or if we talked about loving, caring things. So sometimes the opposite is the turn on. Is your girlfriend a good girl in real life?
Oh, she's great. That's what my main problem is. She recently, because we've been dating for a while now, I only recently started bringing this into the mix of our love life.
Sure.
So she's like now coming and telling me that she feels very uncomfortable when we do stuff like this because she honestly only wants to think about me. You know, and I feel so bad because I feel like I'm just indulging in this like terrible like creature comfort part of myself that I'm not really happy or proud about. Like, it's kind of like I'm a little bit ashamed of it.
Don't be ashamed of it, dude. But here's the thing. Women can do that. I just want to look at you and think of you. Because, again, I maybe they're as fantasy-based as we are. But for me, I very rarely can only think of my partner all the time. Yeah. Maybe she's afraid that she'll get distracted and then never think of you. I don't know. But I've had that, too, where girls like, I just want to think of you. And I'm like, that's great sometimes. But like anything else, it gets to be a little old. And especially in the world we live in now, where pornography and visual images are such an easy and accessible thing, it's hard to not to want to incorporate them a little bit, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Just keep enjoying it. Keep eating her pussy while she watches that stuff. You're a good egg, okay?
Thanks, Jim.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too, man. Okay, E-Rock, this thing has... Well, these computers are dog shit. We've been asking for fucking years for the phones to be fixed, for the computers to be fixed, and they just do nothing. Let's get to one more call first. Craig in Arizona. I don't know what you're going to ask about, Craig. It's a mystery. What do you want?
He has a question about food addiction and what to do about it.
Oh, Craig Schickle. Hi, Craig. Welcome.
Hey, Jim. How you doing? I actually talked to you about 8 or 9 months ago about a food addiction. And,
okay.
You know, I have had, moderate success going to a certain program and that kind of stuff. But the thing I'm discovering, and I probably have already known this, is I'm also very likely, I'm definitely a food addict, absolutely. And I'm also very likely like an exercise addict.
Sure.
And it's probably the reason I weigh 230 instead of like 300 pounds, which is fine. But I noticed that the same sort of compulsive behavior definitely affects, my exercise. And I'm a real shithead to my family and stuff, but I don't get to go for my daily run and that, that kind of thing. So, as an addict, do I need to work on, all of my addictions, or is the, exercise addiction, can I look at that as like a healthy addiction and just kind of go with it? Or, do they kind of play off of each other, basically.
It's a great question. And it's a tricky one because I'm exactly the same as you, where I get hooked on anything that feels something. Doesn't always even have to feel good. It can feel painful, and I can get hooked on it. And maybe that some would say it's the dopamine drip is the same for cocaine as it is for chocolate cake, as it is for the runner's high, as my father would call it, because he used to run marathons. I think that you have to do addictions in order of how fast they're going to get you into a pine box. You can't do everything at once. You're going to be overwhelmed. Food addiction. As much as I've gotten angry at fat people suing the airlines, I have a tremendous amount of empathy for people with food addictions because it's so fucking hard. And sometimes the exercise addiction is just a way to enable us to continue eating badly. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we convince ourselves that it's okay because I'll go do some push-ups now and then I can still eat the cake. So we're using one addiction to enable us to continue in the other addiction.
Sure.
But, to change the addiction, dude, that's just a symptom of what's wrong. It's the underneath that we have to fix. So whatever the personality stuff is that's making you do this stuff, that's the stuff, the character defects and stuff that you have to deal with or I have to deal with. So I wouldn't worry as much about the exercise as long as you're not sacrificing work to exercise or doing things that are really damaging to your life. Sometimes if we're offsetting something bad, having a healthy outlet is okay, even if we're compulsive with it. You know what I mean? I found don't get crazy and you know what I mean? I can only exercise for 1 hour. If you're doing 6 hours of exercises, then you're fucking something wrong with you.
Okay.
But I would just continue to work on the food addiction, continue to go to that. That's the one you should be working on. The other stuff, deal with in time if it becomes a problem. But I think the food is the main one. And make sure you get into if there's any steps involved in your program, maybe get into those and delve into those, okay?
Okay. All right, Jimmy, you rock, man. This show's great, and you do a great service for all of us out here, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I know some of this shit and some of it I don't know. But good luck, my friend, all right?
Okay, thanks, man.
Okay, let's see. Anonymous in New York is 90 days sober. Oh, thanks to my advice. Well, it's not thanks to my advice, but I'm happy. Hello.
Jim, Mr. Norton.
Thank you. What's your first and last name? Quick. No, I'm just kidding.
First off, I love the show. It's awesome. I hope it expands and goes to 5 days a week, whether it's on this channel or another channel. But I'll make it brief because I know you got a lot of callers. I just wanted to thank you. I called a few months ago in a very dark place, and I started going to meetings. And I know you don't like to always talk about which groups or whatever.
Right. Yes.
Let's just say I started taking suggestions.
Okay.
Got my sponsor. I got commitment. I go to a meeting a day, sometimes 2 if I can do it.
Great.
And I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. My sponsor tells me just keep doing the work, and I'm going to see the results. And God willing, if I don't take my will back and I let God's will work, later this month I'll be celebrating 90 days.
Great.
And it's just, I know a lot of people call in with all kinds of addictions, as I did with you. And I tell you, if you work it, it works. And I just want to thank you so much. I love you. I know you don't know me, but I love you. I really do.
Oh, thank you.
You're such an inspiration. And I wanted to ask you also one other thing. Levity Live, without giving away any of my location where I'm calling you from,
sure,
since I'm anonymous, but any chance of you, performing at Levity Live over at West
I hear it's a good club. I've never done it. But yeah, sure, there's a chance. I mean, if they come with the cash. I've actually never booked that gig, but it is a good gig, so I will do it eventually, sure. And thank you.
You know what? Well, next time I'm over there, I'm going to mention and say, listen, any way of getting this comedian signed up because you're a funny man, and like I say, you're an inspiration. And
thank you.
And I'll let you move on to another call, but thank you so much, and God bless.
All right, thanks, buddy, and good luck. That's 90 days. Is a tremendous milestone. I mean, the day after it, they say, is just day 91. And the reason they say that is because we look at it, or a year or 2 years, these incremental little milestones we hit of being sober are big deals. I mean, for a guy who's an alcoholic, a drunk, and anybody out there, picture the worst one or the one who's a motherfucker that won't stop. 90 days without it is tremendously important. It's a tremendous accomplishment. And you should feel great about it. And then you realize, okay, this is just day 91, and then you move forward. And then all of a sudden it becomes a year, and then it becomes 2 years. And then all of a sudden this is your life. And you realize all these great things you get. We don't always look at life cumulatively. Like, I forget, I look at my life, I'm 26 years sober or whatever, and I've done a lot of things wrong. Sex addiction has hampered my sobriety. I've done a lot of shitty, unspiritual things. But all it is said and done, I have a comedy career, and a radio career, and I'm alive and I'm fairly healthy and I have an apartment, all of the stuff I have is because I'm sober. I would have none of it without being sober. Some guys can accomplish shit without it. Good for you. I cannot do it. So to the guy with 90 days, man, everything they tell you is true because it was for me, and I thought they were all full of shit. So, all right, let's talk to Trenton, North Carolina. How do you ask your old lady to start doing Kegels? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is this Ozzy? Because, Sharon had the vagina tightened. All right, hello.
Yeah, we've had 2 kids, and, it wasn't too bad there for a while, but then I guess, I don't know, it's just over time. It's not like it used to be. So how do I approach that and ask that question?
I don't know, man. I'm not married, so and I've never had a girl who's like, I've been in that position with, but maybe you could just talk to her. I mean, and say, do you feel as good during sex as we used to? And she might go, yeah, I feel just as good. Maybe you might want to just mention it to her, just be honest, but be gentle and tell her you still love sex with her. Don't go down on her and then put your fingers in and flop them back and forth and go like, what the fuck happened? I would say, have you ever considered, or maybe when you're fucking her, stuff some old newspaper in there and go, oh, this feels better finally. Or, call her old shoebox pussy. Anything you're going to ask that's sensitive like that, I think you have to mention it because this way you don't build up resentment and lose sexual interest. But just be gentle about it and realize that her feelings might get a little bit hurt. But let her know that you still find her really, really sexy. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah, because it's been going on for a while, and I have started to find myself losing interest a little bit.
Yeah, I better to talk to her and go through an awkward moment. That's all.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
All right. Good luck, buddy. Rob in Texas, his friend needs some money and you want to lend it to him, but you're afraid it might change your relationship. Good point. Hi, Rob.
Hey, Jimmy. What's happening?
Hi, buddy. How much money?
Pushing $5,000. I've talked to my wife about it. I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe not quite that much. I've known this guy for, 26 years or so. He's about my best friend I have. But he has struggled with his business, and he's tried. He's never asked anybody for anything, and short of putting this on his doorstep, which is really a struggle for me to do this too now. But I don't want to change the relationship.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
I do. I definitely do. Now let me ask you: is the 5,000 something you have to lose, or do you not have it to lose?
Oh, I mean. Yes and no.
How much would you be comfortable loaning him?
I'm not loaning it to him. I would, if I had it, if I had the excess cash, I'd loan anything I could. I mean, I've got a little money set aside I've had, and it's more like a not even a rainy day fund, just money set aside, which I don't want to give up. I have children. I have
sure, of course, yeah, absolutely. And even though you love this guy, his fucking up or whatever caused his thing is not your issue because you have a family.
Because it's like I know he's got another business endeavor he wants to get into, and he's not like, oh, if I just had this, I have it made. He's not handing that around at all. But I know he could use this, and I've been willing to loot for him. But but my main concern is just what that'll do with him and I if I give this to him.
Can you tell him that you'd love to, but you just don't have it?
Wait, say again now?
Could you tell him that, hey, look, I'd love to help you, but I don't have it?
I could, though, but he's not asked for this. I mean, this would be a complete surprise to him.
Oh, I misunderstood. He hasn't asked you for money.
No. He's not hitting around. He's not said, oh, if I only had this, none of that.
Oh, okay. Then why all of a sudden are you saying that he you see him in trouble and you'd love to help him, but you're afraid it will change the dynamic?
Exactly.
I apologize, but I misunderstood. So you have no issue then. This is what you might want to do. Think of how much you could afford to just give him as a gift. Now, maybe that's nothing, but let's say you have an extra $1,500 that you could afford to give him as a gift. You might want to, because he might not want to borrow money for you. So you could go up to him and go, look, do you want to borrow money from me? He might go like, what? No, you're not a fucking bank. No. But if you have $1,500 that you could legitimately not mind losing, then you might want to give it to the person and go, look, here you go. If you want to pay me back, that's okay. But if you don't, honestly, it's a gift, or just give it to him. Sometimes that would not change the dynamic of the friendship if you just gave him a little bit that you can afford to lose.
You don't. You see what I'm asking? Maybe it's I'm overthinking it. But I mean, I would be like, if somebody of mine is, here's the money I know you need. I'm like, oh, fuck you. You think you're better than me? That's what would worry me.
Well, maybe you could ask him, do you need anything? Can I help you? That's if you want to do it. If he hasn't mentioned it, dude, you're creating your own issue.
I know it. But I mean, look, man, I would take a pull at this guy.
Well, look, I've given some money to friends too, okay, who are sick, who have medical issues, and I just send the money when I can, and if I have it, I send it to them, and they don't ask me for it, and I don't want it back. I probably wouldn't accept it back. It's a gift. So again, if you're giving somebody a gift, you're giving them a gift, and if he gets mad at you, go, okay, sorry, man, I was just trying to help you out. No offense, but
well, I mean, he's not. He doesn't share to anybody, and God forbid anybody catches my voice and knows what I'm talking about. But he's about to lose his house. He has children. It's really a bad deal. And I just didn't know this. I would anonymously give it to him if I could. But I just, I don't know.
Well, maybe you could talk to him then. I would suggest talking to him and see how he'd feel about it. That's all. But he may not want to borrow money from his friend. So be prepared to give it if he doesn't want to borrow it. Again, he may not want it, buddy.
I hope one of your upcoming callers maybe has some that too. Anyway.
Good luck, buddy.
Jimmy.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye.
If you send me money, I'll accept it. All right. Let's see. Keith in Illinois, your ex's sister is showing interest in you. How do you proceed?
Yeah, man. She broke up with me about 6 months ago.
How long did you date her?
Let's see. I don't know, probably about 6 months.
Okay. And the sister, did you know her before? Did you get along with her?
Yeah, I did.
And how is she showing interest in you?
Just starting to talk to me and stuff like that, and not just talk, like really talk. Maybe like hanging out, go to a movie sometime, stuff like that, trying to get me to hang out with.
Well, now does she and her sister get along?
Yeah, I guess for the most part they do.
Did you think that the sister was interested in you at one point?
I really never paid any attention.
So maybe she's always liked you, or maybe she's just trying to motherfuck her sister. You never know what someone's trying.
Well, that's what I was. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Maybe it was some kind of a revenge thing, and I didn't want to step into something and then get used and feel like complete fucking shit.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to. Do you hate your ex-girlfriend?
No, no. I just really don't talk to her anymore or anything. But no, I don't have a hatred for her.
You probably don't want to do that then. Let it go. Move on. You don't need that fucking dirt, dude. I understand it's tempting, but I wouldn't. No matter how hot my ex's sister is, I don't think I could do that to her. Unless unless again, I was just in a really. I'd have to really dislike somebody to do that to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's really. Her sister's kind of a cunt for doing that.
Yeah, I now that I look at it that way, it is kind of shitty, ain't it?
Yeah, it's her own sister, and she's trying to fuck the ex, or just hurt her with the ex. I think she's trying to hurt her sister with you.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks a lot, Jimmy.
All right, buddy, be good. Billy in Boston, a junkie, and I'm having troubles. Oh, no, it's Bill in Boston. Dude, I feel like the government's after me. I'm getting high. Oh, no. What's up, Bill? Oh, not that Bill. All right. Phew.
No, it's not, you nitwit.
Okay, what's up?
I've never talked to you before.
Hey.
Sorry. I got 4 kids. I was sober 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
I just fucking came. I had a chance to pick up some. I ran into a guy that I used to know that dealt drugs, and he still deals them, and I bought some 30s off him, Percocet 30s.
Okay.
And I just, it hasn't taken over my life yet again.
Sure.
But I know it's there.
But you understand what's happening. I hate to say that. You understand that you really are. You understand that the hammer will drop. You just don't know exactly when or where it will drop.
Yeah, I just don't know when.
So let me ask you, how long ago this happened?
It's been a year now.
Okay, and you were sober for 10 years. I'm sorry, but were you sober in a program of some sort?
Yeah. Yep.
Were you?
I went to detox, 13 years ago, and then
okay.
I got out and I screwed around for a couple of years, and then I got serious about the program.
Now, what happened towards the end? Did you stop going to meetings? Did you lose touch, or was there a reservation in there?
Now, my best friend died of a heroin overdose, and my sponsor, it just kind of blew up. He said the wrong thing, and I fucking walked.
Well, here's the reason I ask you that. Because Patrice died, and I loved Patrice, loved him, and it didn't even occur to me to pick up. And the reason I'm saying that is not that I'm better than you. I don't mean that, but meaning that what we do as addicts, and you know this, and alcoholics, is we take anything we can, and if our foundation is weak, when that fucking one moment comes where that part of our brain knows that we're vulnerable, it just attacks and we use. And they say picking up is the end of a slip, not the beginning. Yeah. So whatever went wrong started going wrong before that. My suggestion would be very strongly, don't look at the fact that the hammer hasn't dropped as an indication that it's not going to. Be lucky that you have for so far not overdosed and you have not lost everything, and get back to meetings fucking immediately.
All right, Jim.
You know you have to get back to meetings. The fact that hasn't happened, you know it's going to happen, dude. You will lose everything.
I know. Yeah, I got everything too.
So what you can do is go back, tell your story, and the way you can help people is, okay, maybe your year out there wasn't devastating yet, but the way you can help people is you'll eventually figure out what you were missing in the beginning and why this happened. And then that experience will help other people, because other people will be in that position where, hey, man, it's the 5-year point. And a lot of times they say between 5 and 10 years, there's a lot less candles on the cake because life gets good and we get lackadaisical when we go back out. So I would suggest getting sober, figuring out what happened, and you can help people. All right.
All right, man.
Good luck, buddy.
Thanks,
Don't stay out there, because you're going to lose fucking everything, and you know that.
I know.
All right. Good luck, man. I hope you do the right thing. Be good. Let's see here. Hi, Mary in Arizona. Should you be friends with your ex-boyfriend? Well, let's analyze this.
Okay.
How long did you date this cad for?
Oh, almost 2 years.
2 years. And when did you break up, and why, in a nutshell?
He broke up with me 1 month ago today.
Okay.
Because he took me to church and he just said, I'm sorry, I don't love you anymore. I'm not in love with you. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And he kicked me out. And, I didn't talk to him for a couple of days. And then all of a sudden he started texting, calling. I want to have sex with you, send me dirty pictures, stuff like that. And so now he says he does love me, but he wants to start dating me, but not live with me and not be exclusive.
Okay, let me ask you. He was a little selfish to throw you out on sudden notice like that. That's kind of a cocksucker thing to do. For him to say, look, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, is just honest. And that happens to people, and at least he told you. But I would say for him to boot you is very shitty. And then a couple of days later to want sex. And did he pursue you in this relationship in the beginning?
Very hard. And, Jim, right before he broke up with me, 2 hours before he broke up with me, he put it in me. I was so mad.
Okay, how long did he pursue you before you finally agreed to go out with him?
Just I don't know, a couple months.
So what happens sometimes in a relationship is when we are the pursuer and we finally get what we want, we get, in a way, what they call buyer's remorse, where sometimes the high of getting the person wears off after a while. And it's no reflection on you at all. It's simply a reflection on the motives of the person doing the hunting. So it could be that the idea of getting you is really strong. And then when he finally got you, he had you, there's no more challenge. Then he gets rid of you, and now he has to kind of challenge again. And I'll bet if you start dating somebody else, he'll come after you harder, because he may be addicted to that chase.
I think so. Oh, my God, that makes sense.
So you have to decide, do you want to be with somebody that just likes chasing things around? Because he's probably going to chase somebody else. He probably misses that, so he wants to do it with somebody else. And he'll be much more interested in you, I bet. When he's still single, if you hook up with somebody, he'll probably come and pursue you much harder.
Nice. Okay.
But I don't know if you want to be involved in that nonsense. If you want a sincere guy who wants to just date you, maybe he wants the freshness and newness of it again, because there's no high in your girlfriend sending you a cunt picture. There is, however, a high in your ex doing it because it feels slightly inappropriate.
Yes, I get it now. Okay.
Okay, so make a decision on what you want, since you probably know what he's doing.
Yeah, I think so. I can play with him for a little bit until I get bored, and then
Yeah, but you don't want to get hurt, so just, make...
No, I don't.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, good luck, sweetheart.
Thanks. Bye.
There's all these whales stranded in the Everglades. It's very sad. Can't they get a boat and pull them out, put them in a net and drag them into the ocean or some shit? All right. Let's see here. We have Todd in New York has severe anxiety. It's funny, Todd. I go through the bouts of this myself, which makes it hard for me to sleep. How are you?
I'm good, Jimmy. Yeah, I have a business partnership, and lately I've just been showing up to work, and I don't pull my side, yet my name's still on the business.
Okay.
And my business partner's been getting really upset with me.
Sure. What are you anxious about? Anything in particular?
Everything. My sexuality, my mother.
Okay, well, those are big things. So what, are you straight and you think you might be bisexual or gay?
I think I'm asexual, but I think I'm gay.
Okay, wait a minute. So asexual, you're concerned because you don't get the urge to have sex very often?
Right.
Were you abused sexually?
Not really. My father did hose my ass out in the driveway once.
Oh, what do you mean he hosed your ass out with a real hose?
Yeah.
Now, why the driveway? That's kind of publicly humiliating, no?
Yeah, it was.
So what was the motive of that?
I'm not sure. My father recently died, and I think he might have been a closet homosexual, perhaps a pedophile. I'm not sure.
Oh, is this fake? Are you joking? Oh, all right. Thanks, E-Rock. Thank you for saying that, 'cause I didn't catch that. Oh, all right. Did that happen to Fez?
Yeah, those are Fez's stories. As soon as he said the hose thing.
Okay, thanks. Because E-Rock was looking. So did Fez's dad really do that? He hosed him with a fucking...
I think that's the story that Fez said one of the traumatic times was that he was taken out on the driveway or in the yard or something, and his dad hosed him down.
Oh, yeah, that would be fucking... That's embarrassing. All right, let's see here. The guy in Queens has a solution for the guy who wanted to give money to his friend. Yes, this is what this show does. We heal and we bridge. Hello, sir.
Hey, Jimmy.
How are you?
Love the show.
Thank you.
Love you. Love the show. Anyway, we had a similar situation with a family friend last year, right around the same time. And what we did, my wife and I did, was my friend also had kids, and I know the guy mentioned his friends got kids. We got little gifts for him for the kids, and told them, hey, listen, bring the kids by. Santa Claus left the gifts for them. Gave them little gifts. The kids were really happy. And right then, we just kind of slipped them an envelope with the check and said, hey, Santa left a gift for you, too. And at that point, I don't think we shamed them into taking it or anything like that. It was a gift. And, everybody gets caught up in that sort of gift-giving.
Okay, that's not a bad idea. So maybe the guy you can use a childlike fictional character to give your friend. No, I'm not teasing you. That's actually not a bad idea. I know what you're saying by saying that, and that's not a bad suggestion. So maybe the guy listening, or maybe what you could do is your friend who's having financial troubles, offer to pay him to fuck his wife. That's a great idea. You make him like a fucking Robert Redford offer, really humiliating.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
And I do have one question for you.
Sure.
As far as I'm concerned, can I like Uncle Paul too much? Does that make me creepy that I just really, really love?
Not at all. Uncle Paul, I love doing Chip. Okay, I love it. It's fun.
Not so much, Chip,
but Uncle Paul. Uncle Paul is my favorite, and people. Somebody recently on Reddit was like, Jim just does that too well. Do you think And they were just a fan asking, but honestly, I have zero pedophilia leanings. Zero. I think kids are fucking revolting, and thank you very much for the call, buddy. I very much appreciate it. Right, why? I don't know why Uncle Paul. I have a very dark mind, so Paul. It's so fun to explore the humor of something so dark and terrible. But that's the attraction of Uncle Paul for me, is to say these things like you get a little tent in your diapers. Like, as a real thought, that's repulsive. And I think that Ian Watkins, I think he should be executed for what he did. For trying to fuck a baby. I literally think that you should be decapitated by the state. 100, yeah. I think pedophiles, once they're convicted beyond a reasonable doubt, should be killed. But it is fun to explore things, which is why actors always want to play bad guys. You ask most actors, and they'll say it's more fun to play a bad guy because they like to explore the dark side of their psyche. And, in humor, how many taboo things are there for real? Pedophilia is a big one. It's hard to be funny with that. So it's kind of fun to explore the darkest thing you can. And, even around the holidays, I do that. I know you say, well, the holidays, you shouldn't joke like that, but what do I care? And I know there's not a lot of time left before the holidays, and we all know that. But you got to go to IHateStevenSinger.com. You got to get the woman or girl a gift, a little gift. What are you going to give her? You going to give her some candies? Here you go. Maybe she don't like candy. Maybe you want it to be a great gift for the holidays. Well, Steven's a good friend of mine. We file trade. You know what every woman wants? Diamonds. I guess they're hungry. They want diamonds. What? Diamonds. Yes, diamonds. The beautiful sparkle like a child's eye. The simple elegance of the diamond. Steven's going to make it easy and affordable. You go to his diamond stud affordable. Diamond stud earrings. They start at just $1.99. $199. These are really beautiful, high-quality, bright white diamonds. You put them on your fingers. Everyone goes, oh, Uncle Paul, they're so bright I can't see nothing. Go to IHateStevenSinger.com right now, and you see all of Steven's amazing diamond jewelry. Steven makes holiday shopping so easy and affordable. Just go online to IHateStevenSinger.com. Check out that beautiful selection of diamonds for her. The girl in your life. Go to IHateStevenSinger.com, not now. Get your holiday shopping done today. Maybe you're busy. Maybe you don't have time to go to the mall because you go there in your Santa outfit and they start yelling, it's him again. Get him out of here. He's got a hole cut in the front of his Santa Claus outfit. Shipping is always fast and free. A lot of times you order things from overseas and they come in a plain brown wrapper. You got to order magazines that they wrap so no one can see the cover. That shipping ain't free, but Steven Singer's stuff is. He makes shipping fun. Yay! Yay, shopping's fun. Yay! Whether it's in the showroom or at the other corner of 8th and Walnut. I used to stand on that one corner, and I'd take it out next to that Salvation Army bell. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Kiss the ding-a-ling. Make a donation. Help all the sick puppies. Or you can call 1-888-I-HATE-STEVEN-SINGER. Or online, IHateStevenSinger.com. All right, one more. Mike in Ohio has a question on stand-up comedy. Well, Mike, you're calling an expert. Hi, Mike. What's your question?
Hey, Jim. Big fan.
Thank you, buddy.
A couple times. Love your show.
Thank you.
I am just started into stand-up, and I think I write really funny shit, and then 2 days later, I think it sucks. Is that normal?
Yes, it is. The suggestion is, a lot of times you just got to keep trying it on stage and taping yourself. That's very, very normal. And you never know. Sometimes you're right. Sometimes what seems funny in your living room is just dog shit. But other times you lose the alive feeling of it when you thought of it. And that's why it doesn't feel alive and good anymore. You'll find out through the process of just performing how much is true that it was shit to begin with, or how much is, hey, that was really funny. I'm just being irrationally critical. Just keep performing the stuff and taping it, okay?
Okay, the other question I have is, I grew up Amish, and I could do an hour of crap about that, but I don't want that to be who I am comedically.
Sure.
Because I don't know. I would rather have 10% of the people think it's hilarious than 90% think it's funny and kind of tacky.
Yeah, here's my suggestion, and I got to wrap up, but thank you for the call. What I would suggest, that's a great question. There's a buddy of mine called Raymond the Amish comic. He's got that market corner anyway. You don't want to be the other Amish comic. Raymond is great, and that's what he does. So I would suggest mentioning it because it is your life. Talk about it a little bit, but talk about it in the context that you're comfortable. If it's 2 minutes, it's 2 minutes. I don't want to see a black comic do an hour. Who gives a fuck? Or a woman, or a white guy talking about an hour. talk about it as a piece of your act. Whatever that piece feels comfortable is up to you. But it's good to have diversity in your material. And real quick, American Degenerate is on Netflix. And then here's my upcoming shows briefly. Next Thursday, I'm doing my one LA show in X amount of years. The LA Improv. Go to HollywoodImprov.com. It will sell out. Or Hollywood.improv. December 20 and 21, I just booked Banana in Mount Kisco in New York. It's my buddy Rich Franchese's club. Friday and Sunday, December 27 and 29, I'm in Vegas at the Hard Rock. And then New Year's Eve, San Diego, American Comedy Company. Good Nights, January 9 through 11 in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then the Borgata in Atlantic City, February 14th and 15th. And that's President's and Valentine's Day weekend. And I'm going to book Atlanta. So dates being announced soon. Thank you, E-Rock, for an amazing job fixing these cock-sucking computers. And thank you, the listeners. And that's it.
Jim Norton is now done dealing with your bullshit. He'll be back next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. But you can listen to episodes of The Jim Norton Show whenever you want. Go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand for details. All right, well, that sucked. To hear the Opie and Anthony Show 5 days a week live on satellite radio, online on your phone or tablet, or even on demand, go to SiriusXM.com. Also, interact with the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter, @Opie Radio, @Anthony Cumia, and @Jim Norton.